as I sing this song, I'm asking that each and every one of you quietly, gently within your hearts come up and pick a beautiful stone as we sing this song. Only believe, only believe, all things are possible. Only believe, only believe, only believe, all things are possible. Only believe. Only believe, only believe, all things are possible. Only believe, only believe, only believe, all things are possible. Only believe, only believe, only believe, all things are possible. Only believe, only believe, only believe, all things are possible. Only believe, only believe, all things are possible. Only believe, only believe, only believe, all things are possible. Only believe.
One more time. Everybody sing.
Only believe, only believe,
All things are possible.
all things are possible. Only believe, only believe, only believe, all things are possible.
Sing.
Only believe.
Thank you. So powerful. So you have your stone. Just going to invite you to just hold it in your hand, and I'll talk a little bit about what we're going to do and share a little bit about why the white stone ceremony, and then we'll go through a meditation, and you'll have an opportunity to receive a new name. So this is a very powerful process ceremony, and I don't know what other denominations do this, but I think it's fairly common, definitely in Unity and New Thought, because we understand the Bible to be not a literal story, but rather the story and the journey that we each take in our own spiritual life, moving from more awareness of consciousness on what's in the outer to an awareness of the fact that we are spiritual beings, that we are connected to all life, that we live in this field, this infinite field of possibility, and that the physical is an outpicturing of that inner consciousness. So this is a powerful experience for us to have, and it's based on a part of the Bible that I don't normally speak about. It's the last chapter in the Bible called Revelations. And there are many different interpretations of Revelations, but unity in its own way has a way to help us understand Bible passages by understanding how it interacts with our own spiritual journey. And this is a very powerful passage that I'm going to kind of pull apart for us, and I wanted to put it up on the screen. If you put the passage up on the screen, there it is. So you could kind of see as we're going through it. I'm just going to read it once, and then we're going to pull it apart, and you'll see the process that we're going through. So let anyone who has an ear listen to what the Spirit is saying to the churches. To everyone who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will give a white stone. And on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it. It's a very kind of mysterious passage. Just to put a little bit of a framework around Revelation. It's not really clear who the author of Revelations is. It's John, but we don't think that it's John who was the disciple with Jesus because of when it was written and when it was found. It was written on the island of Patmos in Greece, out just off the coast of Greece. And at that time, when someone was released from prison, they were literally given a white stone. That was a symbol of their freedom and their release from captivity in prison. So already we have kind of a literal interpretation of what this white stone can mean based on history of that particular time. Revelation is a very interesting book in the Bible, and part of what happens in Revelation is John is going to addressing different cities. And in this particular chapter, it's chapter 2 of Revelation, he is addressing the city of Pergamum. Metaphysically, he's addressing our intelligence. Pergamum metaphysically represents our intelligence. So as we go through this process, we're looking at that quality of intelligence that we have. It's not something we talk about a lot in Unity. We talk about higher consciousness, lower consciousness, but this idea that we're addressing the intelligence. So when he's talking to the church in Pergamum, he's talking to, what is a church? A church is the house of spirit, the house of God, the house of the Lord. And our house is our inner consciousness. Your house of spirit is your consciousness. So this is a conversation that is addressing your consciousness and the intelligence that you have. So just kind of be with me on this and see how we go through this experience. So what he says is, let anyone who has an ear. He's not talking about this ear, is he? He's talking about an inner ear. Let anyone who has an ear listen to what the Spirit is saying. How do we find what Spirit is saying? Do we find it in the noise? No, we find it in the silence. So this message right away is telling us, when we're able to listen with the listening with the ear of the heart, when we're able to tune in the silence to what is being gifted to us, to what Spirit is telling us, let anyone who has an ear listen to what Spirit is saying to the churches, to each one of us. So we're asking to be guided by Spirit, each one individually. And to everyone who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna. Now, the word conquer, we could think of, if we're not looking metaphysically, we could think that we'd be talking about some sort of warring experience. And it's not a big jump to look at the world that we're living in right now and see what's going on. Is in the outer, there's a lot of outer conflict. But what he's talking about here is a conquering in the sense of being able to overcome the conflict that we might find in our minds, in the place of intelligence. So anyone, what he's saying is, let anyone who has the capacity to be fully present to the voice of spirit, to our inner guidance, to our intuition, to our insight, to our connection as spiritual beings in this moment. Let anyone who has that capacity be able to, that person will overcome whatever is in the lower consciousness, whatever is in the outer, whatever chaos, whatever confusion, whatever distress we might be feeling, inner and outer, and we will be given a gift of hidden manna. Hidden manna. If you remember the story of the Israelites, they wandered in the desert and they did not have provisions with them. Every morning they would wake up and there was like a crust on the ground that they would use as food. And that was the nourishment that kept them going for 40 days. It kept their physical bodies going. But what we're talking about here is a hidden nourishment. We're talking about that which is nourishing us from spirit. And it's nourishing our spiritual nature. It's nourishing that quality of consciousness that is being addressed in this particular passage. So let anyone who has an ear to listen to what Spirit is saying to the churches, to everyone who overcomes, to everyone who is able to overcome those things that cause us distress, I will give some of this spiritual nourishment. It's hidden because it's not something in the outer world. It's an inner nourishment. And I will give a white stone. And again, the white stone, thinking about white is this element of purity, isn't it? There's a sense of like purity in white. Brides wear white. We think about a stone is that solid energy, the faith energy. Peter was stone. Peter was the disciple who represents stone. So this white stone is a grounding quality. It's the manna that we can receive, the grounding, purified quality. And on this stone, I will give a new name. And that name will only be known by the person who receives it. So the idea that we're going to open ourselves up, listen with the ear of the heart to this higher consciousness where we're not going to be affected by whatever is going on in the outer in the moment, whether it's outer in the physical, whether it's physical body, whether it's outer in distracting thoughts, fear, sense of being disconnected from other people or from our own life, that we're not going to allow that. We're going to overcome that through this conquering. And in that place, we receive the gift of the hidden manna, this spiritual nourishment. So we're going to go through a meditation. And what will happen is when you open yourself up to this higher consciousness, you're literally connecting in to the spiritual nature of who you are. And each one of us, we live in this collective field. We're part of the oneness of the divine. We often hear people say, you're the hands and feet of the divine. You're called to show up in the world as the hands and feet of the divine, to speak and to do what Spirit wants done, what God wants done in the moment, what this oneness field of creation wants done. And each one of us in that very special and unique way, we have unique qualities. We have unique gifts that are only ours to give. And this is what is revealed on the white stone for us. For those of you who've done this in the past, we may have stones from previous years. I have my stone from last year sitting on my desk. So it's a touchstone to remind us of a quality of being, of the truth of who we are. And we can do this every year. And even if you decide halfway through the year, that's not me anymore, this is something else that you can turn your stone over and change it or wash it and clean it and put a new name on. But it's a way for us to really remind ourselves of the truth of who we are. And the words might be something like courage, joy, creativity. It might be a job that you are just loving, that could be that you're talking. It could be love. It could be compassion. It could be grace. It could be one of the 12 powers. Whatever comes up. It could be a name. It could be that some name that when I say a name, I mean like a name of like Kate. You could get Kate whatever it is, it's coming from spirit. And we know that in the Bible there's often this transformation of people's names. Abram became Abraham, which is adding the breath to Abram. Sarah she was Sarai, very bitter, became Sarah with the breath. So we have this capacity to really rename ourselves from a place of spirit, using that the kind of indwelling breath, and also just relaxing into this field of all possibilities. So it's going to be a beautiful time for everyone. And again, if we go through this meditation and for whatever reason nothing comes to you, just take your stone home and just be, in your prayer time, be aware of what might come. And it's not necessarily something that you need to share with other people, but if you want to, that is totally fine. So knowing that this is part of our process today, I just want everyone to settle in. And I'm going to have, David, if you turn the lights off. Yeah, that would be great. And then you'll get your name, I know, Guy. So just holding on to that stone and putting everything else aside, so you're not focusing on anything else right now, just simply. And you might take a look at the stone for a moment. Maybe turn it over and notice, is it smooth? See what it feels like. Notice if there are any little dings in your stone. No need to make a story about the dings in your life, but just feel the stone. Just become aware this is yours. For this year, this is your stone. See what it feels like in your hand. Notice if there's some gradations in the color of your stone. And gently, as you're ready, you can begin to close your eyes. And from the book of Revelations, we're told that this stone will carry a new name, a deeper awareness of your spiritual identity. Perhaps a key to something the divine has planned for you in this coming year. No one in the universe except you will know what this name is as it comes to you, but it will come to you to be expressed and to be lived out and to be embodied as you, uniquely as you. It's what God is calling you to be or to do. It's the whisper of your soul. So take a few deep breaths. And as you exhale, just to say to yourself, I am. Inhale again, and exhaling internally, I am. And as you surrender, allow the voice of Spirit to speak to us together, to make a space for unlimited possibilities to become manifest in our lives. We create a space in consciousness and we open ourselves to the possibilities and the potential. And I invite you to consciously ask the activity of spirit, the whole Spirit of God into your heart right now. And as you sit in the silence, listening to that spirit within, perhaps there's a quality that arises, a passion that you have, a title, a word, something that spirit is pressing out through you. So give yourself permission to know that you have a quality, a new name. And as it comes to you, you can write it down on your stone. No rush, just relaxing. And as you hold your stone, feel the whisper of your soul, allowing the divine to express through you and as you. And see that stone symbolizing a quiet, expansive purity and potential and consciousness. See it as a symbol of the life force moving through you in this new year. A symbol of who you are today and who you continue to become as a powerful spiritual being in the world. Feel in your heart your oneness with all life, with the presence and the power of God. Feel it and know it. To those who have conquered, who have overcome, who have moved into higher consciousness, a new name is given. So take a moment to meditate on the name. And if it hasn't come to you yet, rest easy in the knowing it will come in the days and weeks ahead. Rest in the stillness, feeling the power and presence of the divine as you. And take a moment and place your right hand on top of your left hand with a stone in your left hand. And gently feel a blessing of receiving the grace from the presence and the power of the divine. The gift of hidden manna, being nourished by the presence and power that indwells you. Feel the freedom of this white stone that you carry in this name. It comes with power, it comes with guidance, it comes with a focus and clarity. Offer gratitude as you bless this moment. And know that any time you look upon this stone, it's a reminder to you of who you are, a powerful spiritual being carrying the life force of creation within you. And from this place, you can speak and act as the divine would have you speak, as the divine would have you take action, as the creative energy of the One. So taking a nice deep breath, and when you're ready, you can gently bring your awareness back into your body. And as you're ready, you can open your eyes. And take a moment once again to look at that stone. See the word that you've written on your stone, and perhaps silently say to yourself, I am, whatever the word has called you to be, to know about who you are. And I'm going to invite the ushers to turn the light on. And a couple of weeks ago, when we did our burning bowl, one of the things that was so powerful was having the opportunity to greet one another. So what I'd like us to do right now, you could keep your stone right in your hand, just like this. And we're just going to take a few minutes. I'm just going to have Guy play a little music and then just invite you to go around. And if you don't want to stand up, maybe somebody will just come to you and greet you with a namaste, which is the divine in me greets the divine in you. Or you could say, the divine in me greets the divine in you. Or the love in me greets the love in you. So we're just going to take a few moments just to gaze into each other's eyes and have a greeting of one another. And again, if you don't want to stand, you could stay seated, but hopefully some of us will walk around. The divine in me, namaste. The divine in me greets the divine in you, Astrid. Namaste, Rosalie.
Here we go. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love